Hey, if you've got a business that is somewhere, let's say between $500,000 and $5 million in revenue, why is it still so hard to get new customers? I'm going to tell you why. So here's my thing. I think that the reason it's hard to get customers if you're still in the 500,000 to 5 million range is because you don't know how to get people into the friend zone. So here's the thing. $500,000, depending on your business, $500,000 can be a lot of money or not a lot of money, right? Depending on your business, $5 million can be a lot of money or a little money. But usually in those early stages, it may not be early in time. I mean, early in business maturity stages when you haven't just cracked the code of how to get new customers, what's happening is very often you've been relying on friends, family, acquaintances, and referrals. And the reason it's so hard to still gain new customers is because you haven't figured out how to get past that zone. You haven't figured out how to get people into your friend zone from the stranger zone. And so it's so funny. I was talking to a couple of clients this week and we were talking about the funnel. And here's what's interesting. There's a reason that this happens, and it all has to do with the funnel. If you've seen me before, we talk about the purchase journey, right? You take people from awareness to I can't do this backwards, awareness to consideration to preference to purchase to loyalty and advocacy, right? So it's like, why is it so hard? Why are you not getting the customers that you expected to get? Well, here's the problem. If you're taking friends, if you have exhausted your friends, your family, your acquaintances, and your referrals aren't buying from you anymore, it's because what you have had the benefit of doing is you've been counting on people who you already have credibility, authority. They know that you can do it. There's trust. They've been sending people to you and already pre-selling them, pre-framing them. So those people, they just get to bypass all this. They're going straight into like, oh yeah, I hear you're pretty good. Why don't you just tell me you're pretty good again? I want to confirm that. And as long as you don't blow it up for yourself, they'll go ahead and buy from you. And it's like, that's great. Here's the problem. It's just not scalable, right? And so what you have to try to make happen for yourself is you got to get people into that zone where your friends have been sending you stuff. And this is what's so hard, is because up here, you got to learn how to attract strangers. That's not easy. You got to do some planning for that. And then you have to make them acquaintances, right? Acquaintances. And eventually you want to turn them into friends. And if you do a really good job at that, they're going to send people back there where you're getting the easy sale. So here's the deal. How do you actually get that done, right? Imagine this, for you to get people from the stranger zone into the friend zone, it's sort of like going to a big party and trying to be the one that everybody wants to be with, right? That's exactly what you have to do. You got to learn how to show up to a party and steal all the attention in the room so that the person that you really want to be with wants to be with you. In order to do that, you've got to figure out not only like, what do you need to do to be attractive? More importantly, what do they find attractive? And that's why we start everybody out in terms of like really going deep, deep, deep on their customer. All right, so what I want you guys thinking about is, first of all, you have to understand that relying on friends and family and referrals. By the way, referrals are great. I am not knocking referrals at all. In fact, when you can crack the code of referrals at scale, you're at a completely different level. But if you have never been able to take people from the stranger zone into the friend zone, you haven't really figured out marketing or sales, right? To figure out marketing or sales, you've got to figure out who your ideal customer is. Who is it that you really want to be with, right? Who can really use you? You've got to figure out what do they really want. And then you've got to put yourself together and be like, I got that. I've got what you want. That's actually what marketing is. We do a ton of this stuff in our Captivate sprint, by the way. It is super awesome. But the first thing, listen, whether you do that or not, I'm telling you, for you to get to a scalable business, if you want to crack that 5 million zone or that 500,000 zone and get past it to where you know how to bring strangers into your funnel and turn them into friends, you're going to have to put a marketing process or a system together in order to be able to do that. It doesn't happen magically. It never will. You'll be stuck on the little hamster wheel forever if you think it's just going to happen. It takes a while to get it going. It takes some courage. It takes a little bit of investment. But man, once you've figured it out, it changes everything, because then you're like, oh, I know how to do this. I know how to go and turn these strangers into friends. So if you're interested in that, hey, you might be interested in what I call Captivate, which is a workshop that I do with companies where we dig deep into your business. We figure out all this stuff and we put together a system so that you can automatically, systematically turn strangers into friends. So if you're interested in that, go to captivatesprint.com. I'm super excited. Actually, I'm going to be doing my very first webinar on this in about a week and a half. I've never done a webinar before. I don't know why, but I'm going to do it. And so the webinar, I'm going to be teaching all sorts of cool stuff in terms of how to captivate your clients so that they can come to you and you turn them from strangers into friends. But if you're already excited about that and you just want to go check it out now, go to captivatesprint.com. Anyway, that's what I got for you guys today. I will see you next time.